think I'm live. Good morning, everyone. Good boo, chilly morning, everyone. How you doing? Are you braced for the snow? Are you already getting it? Well, we didn't get it yet. I'm in Connecticut. We did not get it yet. But it's cold as heck, though. I'm gonna have to tell you, though. It's real cold, y'all. It's cold in my house. I got everything going. Oh, yes, we did. Look at this. I had no idea that the snow had arrived. This is the honest goodness truth. This is just new to me, just like it is to you. Because when I first got up this morning, I looked out and it was not snowing yet. And now I'm looking outside, the ground's all covered and it's coming down steady, y'all. I declare I am just as surprised as you are. Because I've been sitting up here crocheting. I was crocheting on Gigantua. And I got up, I said, well, let me make a video. And so I went and put this top on. I said, well, what's going to match this top? This turban seems like I kill it all the time. But to me, it would be better with a shirt. And I was just sitting here crocheting. I haven't looked out the window since. And it is now 9, it looks like, yeah, 8:57. And I got up at 7:30. And when I got up this morning, like I said, when I first looked out the window, I looked out the window like, where's this snow they're talking about, you know? And lo and behold, it's been out there for I don't know how long. I've been listening to the weather report. They've been talking about other cities. I got coffee perking in here. I got old cereal out here for the birds. It's been in my cabinet. This is plain cornflakes. Been up there for 80 years, y'all. Because my granddaughter came by yesterday. And I asked her if she wanted those plastic containers. Because I told her, I said, I'm getting away from, plastic. And she says, I am too. She says, I'm going glass. I said, yeah, me too. I said, I'm gradually getting away from all this plastic and everything's going to be glass. But I said, I do have, well, this is an empty one as well. There was 4 of them. And this one, ooh, it's heavy. I got my rice in. And then I said, I got my flour in the refrigerator. I said, that's right, I could put my flour in one of those. And so, because I'm going to get rid of, like I said, plastic. But for something like dry, like flour or cornmeal, which I don't trust cornmeal at all. I put that in the refrigerator because I don't want no bugs crawling around in my cornmeal. Because sometimes that stuff like that does materialize. But anyway, I got the regular cornflakes and frosted corn. I think they're frosted cornflakes. All the sugar just fucking fell off down to the bottom. Look at that. That's how long they've been here. And I don't know if the birds are out this morning or not. But anyway, my granddaughter came over. She returned my Amazon things for me. I had the 3 things to return. She returned the top. She returned the pizza pan. And she returned those eye wipes for me. And I got rid of the bottles. She took the bottles for me. I guess I must have had about anywhere from $12 to $15 worth of bottle. I just gave it to her and I told her, your son could feed the machine for you if he liked. And what else happened yesterday? I had quite a, I had quite a busy day yesterday. And then my son came. He went to the store for me, which I had already gone to the store. Excuse me just a minute, y'all. Where are people going? Where? I don't see nobody. But that is the outside. That's my outside world, y'all. I don't know if you can see it on that phone. I was going to see if I could show you granddaughter, my baby, my littlest granddaughter, youngest granddaughter of all. She's 2. You hear me talking about her all the time. Her name is Ayla. And my son came by. He went to the store for me, and he says they were all out of water, so he bought 2 of these, which I already had some water, thank God. But he bought 2 cases of these. I think there's like, what is it, 8? Yeah, no, 12. I think it's 12 pack. Yeah, 12 because I got the little, I got them down here. I said, and I've already drank 3 of them since he brought them yesterday. So I'm on my 4th one already. That, it say they're 8 ounces, but I mean, you can't prove it by me. It looks more like a 4 or 6. But I guess it is 8. It's a cup. Cups are not that big. And what else did I get? I got some chips, some more chips. I'm still trying to find some chips I can chew. And sometimes, when I get the Wise potato chips, they are soft enough to chew. Those golden ones. And I had already had some but it's like a hit or miss. And so I told them bring me another bag. So I got another bag of those. I got another soda, y'all. This time he brought me, I should have told him just bring me the little one like I had before. I think it's maybe a quart or something like that. I don't know. But he bought me the 2 liter. Why, Earl? Why? But I didn't tell him, I didn't tell him what guy. So he got me two of these packs of water, ice cream. He said he wanted some ice cream. And I said, lo and behold, I want some ice cream too. I want some butter pecan. And so he bought me some butter pecan ice cream. And what else did I get that was crazy? Graham crackers. But guess what he did? He got the low fat or non fat or some old mess like that. They ain't as good as the regular ones. But I said, they're edible. I'll make a pie or something out of them. I don't know. But they're good enough to eat with maybe some ice cream. Ice cream or some cheese. Because I like cheese and cookies sometimes. How about you? You like cheese and cookies? We used to eat cheese and cookies down home all the time. My mother used to send to the store to get, how they used to sell the big old round thing of cheese in the stores, like a corner store or something. And they would slice a piece off however much you wanted. If you wanted a half a pound, they give you half a pound, that sort of thing. Whole pound of cheese, but they would slice that off into like wedges for you. And then my mother would get us some cookies. So we would have cheese and cookies. And that was our treat. Cheese and cookies. We appreciated stuff like that down south. When I was coming up, because, treats, like kids today, they get treats every day. They get desserts with dinner and desserts with lunch. They eat dessert for breakfast. As a matter of fact, that's what I had this morning. I had some of that New Life cereal, the cinnamon crunch that I bought. It's so good to me. I wanted another bowl, but I said, no, I can't. Oh, that's my coffee. She said she's ready, y'all. I'm having a cup of coffee. I'm going to do some more crocheting. But first, I had to come up here to say hello to the AAG team and find out how y'all doing. Are you hunkered down? Do you got everything you need? I'm hoping, upon hope, that my heat don't go off. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Like I had said before, I'm good with everything else. If the lights are out, let them go. Hey, as long as I got some kind of contact with the outside world, I'm good to go. And where's my cup? Oh, here. Kind of cup in the dish rack. I just keep washing the same cup, using the same cup. I switched it off one time because I don't want to kill the same cup, even though they're all the same. But I just don't want to, keep using the same one, so I switch them off. I used this one for a while, and then I'll switch back to another one. Yeah, I'm considerate like that, y'all. Like they say, don't ride a poor horse. Wait a minute, what is it? Don't ride a free horse to death, like some people do. They find somebody and they use them until they use them up. tell you, I'm a southern girl myself. And I don't believe in people using people. You know, you see some people just use you. And then, as a matter of fact, there's some people, you know, I ain't got never call no name or nothing like that. But I seen some few people up here that started doing that dry begging stuff. Pitiful, you know, that kind of blah, blah. But, let me make my coffee out. Stop talking about people. But, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to taste this coffee, if it's sweet or not, because I had cereal, like I said. It's strong. But I'm not going to put any more cream on it. I'm going to take it just like this. I'm going to take it like a man this morning, y'all. Speaking of a man, this kind of weather is a good time to have a good significant other. And you get snowed in together. I got nobody to get snowed in with. I'm snowed in by myself. Which I'm used to it. I'll tell you nothing but the truth. I entertain my own self. Who needs the headache? You know, the aggravation. I should know. I was married for 29 years. I should know. But it's a great day. Every day. It's another day that the Lord has made. Amen? Yes, it is. And one thing I found out, too. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I've been walking around, got me out of breath just that quick. I ain't took my breathing test in a couple of days, but I'll probably take one today. But a lot of people had their church services yesterday because they're not going to have it today. And schools up here have already been canceled for Monday. That's what my granddaughter was telling me yesterday. They canceled the classes, I think for Monday. I don't know if she said Tuesday too. But they're probably going to cancel Tuesday too if it's as bad as they said it's going to be. And that's all that's on television right now. But you know what? I really could not believe I didn't know it was snowing. Well, you know, I used to keep up with the snow. You say snow, I'm up on it. I love it. But I don't love it like when, you know, it's so bad that people become impaired and stuck out there on the roads and, you know, and people dying because of it. And matter of fact, I watched a sad story yesterday. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sure sounds. But they said these people. What threw me off at the very end? They say that the couple had been married, you know, for a while, and they got somehow or another got snowed in, and they went outside, and the wife went with them, and one of them fell down, and then they got lost and blinded in the snow. I guess they didn't know where they was at. Then they came upon this man who was in the wilderness. He had a cabin in the wilderness, and the man and they knocked on his door because, you know, they had lost their way, or somehow or another. I forgot exactly how that thing went, but the man did not report them. But someone had reported them missing. I don't know if it was the children, because they had a few children. I think it was 2 or 3 children. And I think the children had reported them missing for years, for over, I don't know if it was 30 years or 40 years. This is what I'm saying. This stuff sounds kind of far-fetched to me. How you going to be living 138 years old? That was back in Noah's day, wasn't it? When Methuselah, he was the oldest man, I think it was. He lived to be 900 years old or something like that. But I don't know of anyone who's 138. The wife, I think, was a little younger. She was about 130. But anyway, I forgot how they found out that the people were there. I think somebody did a health check. I forgot what it was. how they ended up in a convalescent home. But they didn't, they didn't know anything. I guess they had brain damage from the cold. It was, it was related to the weather, why they had lost both of them, had became impaired, and I guess they had both lost their senses or something. But they were still alive, and both of them ended up in a convalescent home. And then I think one of the, I don't know if it was a worker, social worker, somebody like a social worker that had seen a picture. The lady, let me see if I can get this straight now. The lady had an old brooch that she used to wear everywhere she went. Okay, she used to have it, and she had it on her clothes. Now I don't know what kind of clothes they were wearing when they lived with this man out there in the wilderness. That's what I'm saying. This is crazy. I mean, did they change clothes? Did they wash up? What? But the man apparently had kept them. I don't know if he was wanted by the law. That's why he was living in the wilderness. And he didn't report them because he was for fear that he might go to jail or something. It was crazy. The more I voice it and talk about it, the more it sounds like, what? Mm-hmm. It's one of those, but it kept my attention. I watched it, and it ended up that the daughter, who was herself, these people had outlived all their children, except I think it was the one daughter, which she found them when she was like 75 years old or something like this, because she recognized, the social worker recognized the brooch that the lady had on. And somehow or another, they were looking through pictures, and she always wore this brooch. And there was something about that brooch that reminded that social, I don't know if it was a social worker or the daughter, I forget. But anyway, the daughter came forth and, realized that those were her parents. But they looked like they recognized her when she introduced herself for just a minute. That, the lady looked just a minute, like she seemed familiar to her, when she came. And then she just sat and stared out the window. That's all they did when they was at the convalescent home. There was no verbal communications or nothing like that. According to this document, I don't know what it was, a document, I don't know. But anyway, if y'all happen to run across that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You're confused, okay? It confused me, and I'm sure it will confuse you too. How you doing this morning? I'm doing okay. I'm talking a mile a minute, but I'm gonna slow down. After I drink this coffee, I'm gonna either slow down or I'm gonna speed up. One of the two. I want to go out and look. I want to. I mean, not really outside, but you know what I mean, on the porch. That's where I really want to go. But I can't go to the front door because this is a fine looking snow. Let me crack the door for y'all, just in case y'all ain't got no snow. And a snow like this that looks grainy and fine, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But this is a cold snow. This is like, this is what happens in blizzard conditions, y'all. When it snows and it's real fine like that, and then the wind start uh, blowing, and the wind is a little breezy, but not a whole lot breezy. But and to me, the conditions are like blizzard-like conditions. I don't see no movement. I'm glad I got my blackout curtains to keep that cold out. I'm not gonna keep on jibber-jabbing, y'all. I'm not gonna show you Gigantua. I showed you Gigantua. You know Gigantua, the blanket I'm working on right now. I just call her Gigantua because she's kind of big and she's heavy. And so I'm closing her in because she's getting too heavy. Because I was gonna make her even bigger than that. It's really basically about the size of the last blanket that I made. And but being that it got so heavy, I said I had to close this bad boy up. See, it's a granny stitch. It's the granny stitch. Yeah, I've got to close it up because it's too heavy. But I mean, if you put it on top of you, you're not going to feel the heaviness. You're just going to feel probably the warmth of the blanket. But for me, having it even laying in my lap while I'm trying to crochet it, I could feel the weight. It's too weighty. Yeah. I have nothing special on my agenda today. I have turkey. Turkey. Ooh, it was all like something like something. Felt like something was crawling on me. This shirt been packed up, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I got my chicken, not my chicken, but my turkey cold cuts in there. And I had it yesterday too. I had cold cut sandwich. And they're not bad. I had the, I bought the hard rolls when I went to the store the other day. And, excuse me, I put mayo on it, on the bread. Cut it open, cut the hard roll open, and then I put mayo on it. And I diced up some onions, very, very fine. As fine, really fine chopped onions. And I didn't have any cheese, but I did put just a little bit of olive oil on there, just a little bit, not much. As a matter of fact, I didn't even spread the whole olive oil over the whole thing. I just put a few drops on there to see how it tastes. And I put some black pepper on it, coarse ground black pepper. It was good, it almost tastes like the way subs used to taste. Remember how a submarine used to call it? Some people used to call it a hero. Some people call it a hoagie and all that kind of stuff. But I call it a sub and a submarine. and back in the day, that's how it almost tastes as good as that. But today you can't hardly find a good sub. I'm telling you, there's nothing that's good anymore. Everything is, I gotta eat, live. And half the time I eat, I don't know what I'm eating. I'm just eating to survive, to live. You know what? There's a suspicious fire going on over there in California. And I think a second or third killing in Minnesota. Think about it, y'all. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Two brilliant minds together, y'all. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think I'm thinking what a lot of other people are thinking. But thinking ain't gonna help the situation. Congress, get up off your... I guess I'm gonna have to say this here, y'all. And I'm gonna say it with love. I go with love. And I'll see you again soon.